Hey! So I got a package in the mail today, and I'm very excited to talk about what it is. But first, let me explain why I bought the package in the first place. So this was my mini brute right now. The first synthesizer, well maybe the second synthesizer, first analog synthesizer that I bought. It was having some issues with the piano. A bunch of broken and really crooked keys. I bought it used. That's kind of the way it came. They said it was fixed and it broke very soon after I got it. It annoyed me so much, I basically just took it apart. This is all the innards. It looks quite cool, actually. But you can't just lay this flat down the way it is on the table. It's gonna run into the board right here. I had this back panel locked in like this. I put some screws in the back, and then so now it can sit like this. But I didn't like that there was still open stuff at the bottom. Dust can get in. Someone's gonna knock it over, and I don't want someone bending one of these very fragile bottom pieces for the board. So I got this package today by a company called GMU Synth. It's an awesome company that makes some pretty cool stuff for like old and new synthesizers. If you're looking to I guess revamp an old synth. If you're trying to restore anything, got some cool stickers that are going to be going on my laptop case. Order form. The whole thing was around $115, $15 for shipping, and you'll see what all that comes with. I'm really excited to get this together. I ordered one of the more expensive wood types. I think it's called Catalox? K-A-T-A-L-O-X. I'm not super familiar with woods, but I did a little bit of research before I purchased it, and I've heard good things about the Catalox wood, that it was one of the more stronger woods, more resilient to scratches and scrapes for the long term. Got some screws. Really nice wooden panels for the sides and back. This actually looks really nice. There's a really nice shine to it, really nice grain. You should see my cat right now. He's in the box. And this metal back plate, which is for, I guess, the underside of the synthesizer. So I'm going to pause the video and switch cameras at this point. That was a lot more work than I anticipated it would be. There's a whole bunch of screws along the side, along the front. The holes were way too small for the screws to fit. It's not a total complaint because I feel like that's mostly because of the type of wood that I chose. This is the hardest wood that they offer. It's one of the hardest woods made out there. I assume that's why it was so difficult to screw in. So if I ordered one of the other woods, I'm sure it would have been a lot easier. Other than that, everything else looks great. The feet work, everything's balanced. It came with some washers so that if your synth was a little lopsided, you put one of the washers under the feet so that it's not lopsided. I didn't even have to use any. It just worked. Everything was pretty much perfect. The synth looks really great. I'm gonna take a lot more pictures. Here's it in its entirety. Nice front panel. Everything's enclosed, cased up. It's really solid. Looks really great. It's still extremely light. It doesn't have that bulky keyboard. I don't know why Arturia didn't just make it like this or offered something like this in the first place, or like a rack mount version. I would have probably bought that instead of the version with the keyboard. I'm not too fond of the keyboard because I have so many others of my own and they're just prone to breaking. It took way too long to screw in those screws. I am really tired. I started up a slight sweat because I was really getting into it. Maybe I could have chose a better screwdriver too. The only one that I had that fit the really tiny screws was a fairly tiny screwdriver. You may have saw me grab a wrench and tighten it around the screwdriver to move it around. It was, I don't know, it was silly, but hey, it worked. And I am really excited to start using this. So since this is a vlog, I'll tell you about some other stuff that happened this week. I finally did get to record that jazz band. It turned out really great. In case you didn't know, the studio is part studio, part living room, part kitchen. It's all in one giant loft space. If I need to have more studio space, I'll move some stuff out of the kitchen, move some stuff out of the living room. Everyone was able to fit. I'm really glad. Everything turned out really great. I'm really glad I bought those Samson SO2s. Was that it? Those mics were really great. They definitely weren't the weakest link in that recording. The bass drum was a bit too boomy. I should have put some tape on it. They didn't have a ported drum head, but I mean, there's really nothing I could do. I'm not going to ask the guy to just cut it right there. So I feel like some moon gels or some tape on the bass drum would have definitely helped out a lot to stop the boominess, but unfortunately that's the way we recorded it. It's not so bad. I was able to clean it up in a few songs, but it definitely could have been a lot better. This is the mic I was using for the kick drum. Not my favorite kick drum mic. It's the Shure Beta 52A. Probably not my first choice to go to now. It's a bit too boomy. It's pretty much just low end. There's another, I think, Shure mic, which is really good. I bought this one because I got a pretty good deal on it. Not so bad, but I don't think it's the best. For the bass, I used the MXL V67GS. I started using this for the saxophone, and then I switched it out during halfway through with the Neumann TLM 102 right here. And I found out that the Neumann is definitely better sounding for the saxophone. I decided to put the Neumann on the bass, but I ended up switching them. And I used, again, this didn't really pick up the bass very well, so what I ended up doing is using this as a room mic. I just used the bass's DI, and that worked pretty well. Other than that, this mic is very, very good for vocals, very present. I use it for rap, R&B vocals. I definitely think this is better than using the AT2035, AT2020. I've had both of those mics, and I ended up selling them because I feel like this does a better job and it's cheaper too. But now I'm using the Neumann, which I feel like is better than all of them. Sometimes I'll still grab the MXL mic, but it depends. Another bit of news is that I got into a car accident like a week ago. I ended up really hurting my hand, and I heard some very loud ringing in my left ear, which persisted for a few days actually. I was very worried about my hearing for a little while, and I had to put a pause on a lot of my mixes in my work, so a lot of things were delayed. I feel like there's still a difference between the levels and like the frequencies that my ears pick up now. I still have a few more tests to run. Maybe it's just in my head. I hope everything's fine. Oh, another cool thing. I just got the Zoom recorder. This is the... I did a lot of research before I bought this, so it's not as if I just went and chose the first one that came to mind. Normally the go-to one is the H4n. This is the H4n Pro, which has some updated microphones, some updated preamps and stuff. It's supposed to be all around better, faster, a lot quieter noise floor, which was a big issue for me with the regular H4n. I've had some really good results with this, and I also bought this little windscreen for it as well. This just fits right over the top. Now it's got a funky hairdo. I would definitely not recommend bringing this to the beach though. I learned the hard way. A lot of sand got into the screen. A lot of sand got into the record button. I was physically unable to push the record button for a while, and it was horrible. It really freaked me out because I just got it the day I got it. Went to the beach to record some stuff. I ended up fixing it though, so everything's fine now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. That's this week in the studio, or the past few weeks. I don't know when the last time I released a video was. But since the last time I released a vlog, that's what's been going on. I hope someone out there at least enjoys these vlogs and learning about what's going on in my life or in the studio life. I appreciate those of you who actually do comment and talk to me about what's going on. Oh, and before I forget, one last thing. Special thanks to Bree Ross, who made the end card for my YouTube videos. That you're going to start to see them more frequently. You're going to see it right here in just a minute. But yeah, thank you so much for making those cards. They look really great. She's helped to design my website as well. She's a great graphic designer. You should check out her work. There's going to be a link in the description to Bree Ross's content, along with GMU Synth, my website, and all other social media stuff. So check that out down there. Have fun in the studio, guys, and never stop making music.